Hello, my name is Hunter Miller, and I am a current freshman here at the University of Mount Union, and this is my MTH 123 Elementary Statistics Project number 2. So let's get into it. I use Dollar Tree website to compare the proportions between the two continents of Africa and the Americans based off their photos from the website. And like I stated, the two continents I chose is Africa and then the Americans. The topic I chose is floors in Africa versus the Americans. And when I mean floors, you got two types. You have your dirt and stone floors that are not finished and they're just dirty. And then you got your real and finished floors. From the Dollar Tree website, the proportion of households in Africa that have real and finished flooring, not stone or dirt. So to be successful, you must first have a real finished floor with no dirt or stone. So in the photo above, I have 3 stars on floors in Africa that are finished. And the ones that do not have stars are floors that are stone or dirt or they're just not finished. And my N1 is my sample size, which is 87 total pictures in Africa. And from the 87 total pictures, I have my P-hat1, which 35 of them were successful, which were real flooring, and the rest were not successful because they were either cracked, not finished, or stone or dirt. So, in the sample proportion of the households that have a real flooring in Africa is 0.402299. And my other data from the Dollar Tree website is from the Americans, and my P2 is the proportion of households in the Americans that have real and finished flooring, not stone or dirt. So just like I stated from Africa, to be successful, you have to have real flooring that's finished. That it could be carpet, tile, anything, just not stone or dirt or not finished. So my sample size of this one in the Americans is 77 total pictures in the Americans. And out of those 77 photos, 60 of them were a success. So my P-hat2 sample proportion of households that have real flooring in the Americans is 0.779221. Now moving on to the hypothesis testing, I conducted a hypothesis test that determines if there is any evidence of a difference in my chosen proportion. And my null hypothesis is P1 minus P2 that equals 0. And my alternative hypothesis is P1 minus P2 does not equal 0. And within this data from SALT, my T statistic is negative 4.879687, and my p-value is 0.00001, or we can just say 0.0. It's the same thing when you round it up. And since the p-value is less than the significant level of 0.05, which is my A, we can conclude that we reject the null hypothesis because there is a difference in proportions between the two continents. Moving on to the 95% confidence interval, we can see that the confidence interval is negative 0.515486 and negative 0.238358. And this is my confidence interval. And from this, they both start with a 0, so they are relatively pretty close together. So from this means we are 95% confidence that the difference between the proportions of floors of the two countries are within this interval. So that means they're pretty close together. So we reject the null hypothesis. And lastly, here are my references. And the reference I used are Dollar Street, and it's https www.gapmind.org, Dollar Street, and that is my project too. Thank you.